Good everyone, my name is Graphics. Today we want to be drawing this figure, right? Now if you look at this very well, when you hear the word isometric, like I said, first of all start by drawing your start drawing your 30-degree in two places, right? So what I mean by two places is this: take your set square, your T-square, and you draw the horizontal line, right? And you stand it up and you draw your vertical line this way. Can you see that? Then after doing that, you draw your two 30-degree line, inclined 30-degree line this direction, and also this direction, right? So this is the first thing you do: draw these two axes at that angle 30-degree. Now the next thing you do, you need to look for the entire length here. If you look at this diagram very well, the entire length here is what? 90. Can you see that? So we are going to draw your 90. You take your pair of rule and you measure 90. So from 1 to 10 is 90. Is that taken? Now you make it grow. So this is the height here. And the entire height is what? The entire height is, let's do the calculation. From here to here is 20. So the entire height is 60. The entire height of this drawing is what? 60. So I'm going to measure my 60 from 1 to 7. So from 1 to 7 is 60. Are we good? That's our entire height here. Now the same thing to the entire width. The entire width is what? Is 40. If you watch it very well, from here to this point here is 40. So I'm going to measure my 40. So from here, I'll measure my 40. This is 1 to 5. It's 40. And I'll make it grow. Right? I'll make it grow. That is 40 there. Now the next thing I will do is this. It's the entire height. And if you look at it very well, the entire height is what? 60. I've already measured my 60 already. So from here, one to 7 is 60. We've already done that before, but it should be at the center. That is 60. So now we'll join all of them together. So if I place my compass here, my set square here, I'll draw a line that will move from this point to touch here, right? Then I'll come here also. I'll do the same thing from this point. I'll reach here too. And I'll come here too. I'll do the same thing too from this point. I'll reach here too. Then I'll join them together. I'll join them both together. So I'm going to join them together. From this point, draw my line and touching this at this point here. That's what we'll be having. This is what we're having here. Right? So I'm going to join them touch here. So we have successfully drawn out our shape. And we could go there a little bit. And this is what we are having. 3. Right? So the next thing we'll do is to carve out our drawing out from here. If you look from here to here, we say it's 90. But if you look at the diagram, we know that from this point to this point is 40, right? And the way we can get this 40 is to get the center of this block, where we can measure 20 to the left, 20 to the right. So I'm going to get the center of this my diagram here. Half of 90 is 45. That's what I'll do, starting from 1 here. So when I do that, I'm going to get half of it. So this is 10, 20, 30, 40, 45 at this point here. So I'll draw my vertical line this way to show that is my center line, right? So I'll measure 20 to the left and 20 to the right. So you measure the 20. So if I move to 1, from 1 to 2, it's 20, right? So I'm going to place it at this point here. I'll mark 20, 20 to make my 40, and I'll make it grow to this point. I'll take it up. At this point, I'll take it up. Oh, good. Now if you watch very closely again, you discover that from this point to this point is what? Is 5. So I measure 5 upward. So take my set square and measure 5 upward. So from this point here to this point here is 5. So with the help of my t-square and my set square, I will just project my point. How good? I'll just project my point. So from here, I'll take it to this point, right? And also, I'll thicken it, because if you look at it very well now, this point to this point is thickened, and this point to this point is thickened. So I'm going to thicken it. So from that point, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to thicken it from here to here, and from here to here. And I'll also thicken this base here too. From here to here, and from here to here, right? So if you look at it very well again, we've done that, and this base also is thickened. This base here too is thickened. From here straight down to this point. So this is what we have. We've done the base. So which is this base here. The next thing is it goes up again with 5, right? So I'm going to measure my 5 upward too. At this point here, I'll measure my 5 up. So let's see that from this point. Measure the 5 up. This is 5, right? I'm going to extend the front line since I don't know where it's heading to. This front line, and also extend another front line here too. Right? So I'll do the same thing here too. Here's my front line. So from here, front line. Can you see that? Now let me zoom it so you can see that very well.
It's going to show.
So now from here, so this point to here is 10, right? But he said from this point to this point, I mean this point here, from this point to this point is 40, and in between is what, 18. So what you do is you subtract 18 from 40, you'll be having 22, right? That means from here to here is 11, from here to here is 11, right? Or better still, just get the center of that line and you measure 18, you measure 9, 9. So maybe that's what we should do. We get the center of this line, that is the center of 40. So if I start from this point here, placing my 1 here, then from 1 to 5, from 1 here to 5 here is 40, so 10, 20, then 3 is my center line here, and I'm going to take that up to represent my center point. So that's the center point. So I'm going to measure 9 to the left and 9 to the right. So I measure 9 to the left and 9 to the right. So with the help of my this, I measure 9. So from 0 to 9 here. So I come here, I measure 9 here. I'm going to measure 9 here. Can you see that? So I'll bring it down because at this point here, yeah, it's going down 9 here. So what I'll do, I'll measure my 9 at this point. I'll take it down. And at this point also, I'll take it down. Right? So after doing that, look at the diagram very well. From the 9 backward is ticking, and we're taking this apart too. So I actually ticking from here to here, from this point to this point. I'll ticking it, and from this point to this point, I'll ticking it too, and also here too, ticking it, and also here too, I'll ticking it. That again. So after that, look at the diagram very well. Here is going in by 5, right? So I'll take my set square and my t square, and I'm going to make it go in by 5. So I'll do here too the same thing. So I'll measure 5 inward. So I'm starting from 1. I'll measure the 5. So I'm going to close it up with the help of my t square and set square. From here, I'll close it up. Right? And I'll bring here down to my faint line, since I'm not sure exactly where it's ending. Can you see that? So I'll now close it up like this. At this point, this point, and this point to this point, and then from this point to this point. Then this side too, I'll join here to just complete it. Let's join here, and probably bring it down. So that is the first thing we're trying to accomplish. Can you see that? So we have accomplished that aspect, which is this aspect here. Accomplish this aspect here. And if you look at here, it's going in. right? And here also is going in. So I'll do that to the diagram too. So I'll start with this point here. With the help of my set square, I'm going to move this in. Can you see that? Then I have the back here, the top of this thickness here. And I'll place it here. I'll use my finger and take it in first because I'm not really sure. But I'm going to take in this. So I take it up. Are we good? Now if you look at the diagram very well, you will know from here that from this thickness between the two places here is what is 60. So from the center point, I'll measure 30, 30. That is from the center, I'll measure 30, 30. So where's my center here? So I'll use my compass and I'm going to measure 30 from 0 to 3, 30, right? Now place it at the center. Look at the initial center I had before. Now mark 30 here. Now also mark 30 here. And I'll take them up. So taking them up from this point with my faint line, since I'm not really sure the extent of the line. 30 here and 30 here. All good? So in doing that, I know that from this end of 30, which is this line, back I will thicken it, and from this end of 30, this is I will thicken it. So this is what we're having here. So from this end of 30 is here, right? This is the end of 30, so I'll thicken from this point, taking it backward, and here also taking it backward. Can you see that? Now the height is given. It says from the ground floor here. You check it very well. It's telling me that from the ground floor here, you can see the ground here, to the top here is 40. Right? To this point here is what? 40. Let me show you. So from here to this point here is 40. So I have my final height here. So what I'll do is I'll measure 40 from the base floor here. Let me just put it here. From the base floor here, I'll measure 40. So from 1 to 5 is 40. Let's take my first square and try and join those two together. I need this point here. So this is where I actually need this point and this point. So I'm going to join them together. And join them together, I'll be having this. I'll come here also and I'll be having this. So this is what we're having, which is this aspect here. Can you see that? So the next thing I'll do here, can you see? So these 2 points here, I've taken from here to here, and I've taken from here to here. Now also I'll extend it to the back here to meet this guy. So I'll extend this one upward. So now what I'll do here. Now what I'll do, take my set square and I'll place it at this point here. And I'll extend it backward like this since I'm not sure. I'll take this and I'll extend this one. I'm very sure that it will be meeting this here. So I'll take it, right? So I'm going to extend it upwards. Since I'm not sure, I will use straight line. And I'm going to join from here to here since I'm very sure. So I'll join from here to here. And I'm going to join from here to here too. Look at it very well. From here to here. I've joined from here to here and I'll join from here to here also. So that's what I'll do. with the help of my set square, place it here. I'm going to join from here to here. Then I'm going to join here too. Now what we have, which is this part here. Can you see that? Now if you notice, I said I'll move 6 upward. Then it said 14 square. That means for me, when you hear the square 14 means this to this is 12, this to this is 12, and this to this is 12. But first of all, I'll move 6 upward. So if I move 6 upward from this point here, I'll move 6 upward. From 1 to this point is 6. I'll move 6. And I'm going to just draw an imaginary line. From this point, start moving from here. Right? So if I do that, I know very well that this is the 6 here, so I'll count 12 upward now. I'll move 12 upward. Or better still, I'll get the center of 40. From 1 to 4 to 5 is 40. From 1 to 5 is 40. So I'll take 20, this 10, 20 here, which is 3. And I'm going to move it up like this. Right? So what I'll do here is this. I'll measure my 12 up. From here to here is 12. Right? And I'm going to close it up like this. So if you look at now, I've gotten this thickness. From this here is 12, right? Now here too is also 12. So what I'll do is, since this is center, I'll mark 6 to the left and 6 to the right. So marking 6 to the left, measure the 6, starting from 25 backward. So this is 6 here. I'm measuring 6 on my rule. Now place it here. I'll mark 6 up forward, 6 backward. I'll just take my meter rule and join the point. So with the help of my set square and T-square, I don't have to repeat points. I'll just be transferring my points. So this is what I have. I'll come here also. I'll do the same thing. Right? And I'm going to close it up. Close it up. And also close it up too. Right? So we've done this aspect. So we're moving, we've gotten up to this stage here. Right? So the next thing we do is to draw this circle here. How will I do that? I'll get the center of this point here, and I'll use diameter of 30, which is radius of 15. So what is the center of this point here? This is the center here. So I've already gotten this vertical center here, so I need the horizontal center. So I know very well that from here to here is what? 40. From here, it is given here. From the ground floor to this point here is what? 40. So I take half of 40, which is 20. And this bit here, take half of 40, which is 20. So this is 10, 20, and that is 3. So I'll take my set square to make the center point here. Right? So this is the center point of that guy there. So after doing that, since we said the diameter is 30, so I need what? 20. I need 15, sorry. So half of 30 is 15. So I'll take my compass here, and I'm going to measure 15. Let me show you. So I measure 15 from 0 to this point here. This is 15. Alright, so I'll come here place it here, and I'll mark up, left, down, and right. So I'll make them form a box because I want to draw my circle. So I'll draw a vertical line here, and I'll draw another one here at this point to touch that point. I'm going through this point, so then I'll do another one here. Cover here up. I'll do another one here. Cover here up. So I've gotten my box. If you look very well, you recall that I've gotten my box. So I'd like to zoom that aspect and show you something. I want to draw my circle. What you do now is to join the diagonal that looks longer. This is the diagonal, this is another diagonal, but you join the longer part of it. So I'll take my rule and join from here to here. First step, can you see that? Then I'll go to the shorter part. I will join one to the vertical here. From this other part, I'll join one to the vertical, like the y-axis. And I'll join another one to the x-axis here. Can you see that? So where both of them meet, at this point, I'm going to take my rule and I'll place it here. Place my compass here. And challenge it to that center point here. I'm going to join them together from here to this point. Come here also, this point where they meet here also. Use my compass there. And I'll join to this point. All good? So in doing that, I'll have that point. So I'll join from here to here. Can you see that? So now place at this end here, transfer it to this point, and join it together. So this will give me something like this. Can you see that? And I'll come here too. I'll do the same thing here too. And I'll join. That is my circle, right? We take it back to where it is. So we are moving forward to the next case. Now, you measure from the center of this point here, this line here, center, you measure this 46. So that will be what? 23, 23, 23 to the left, 23 to the right, right? So this is what I want to do. So this is the center here, right? So I measure 23 here, 23 here. That's what I want to do. So I'm measuring the 23 from this point to this point here. This is 23, right? Now place at this point, center point of this line here. I'll measure 23, 23. Don't forget it's the center that I measured from here up here. So let me zoom it up. So now using the help of my set square, and I'm going to join. Always watch your T-square and ensure it as well. So I'm going to join from here to this point, and I'll join from here. I'm using my fake line because I'm not sure. So join from here to here, right? So the beauty of it is that I can easily join these 2 points together now. From here, I can join it to this point here. I can join from here to this point here, right? And I can also join from here to this point too. This is So that is the first stage of it. So we are moving. The next one is that there's a point around here. Look at this. From here at the center, same center, I have a lot of 24 to get this arc here. So I'm going to another center, I'll mark 24, 24, 12, 12, up and down till I get that point. So let's do that and see. So from this point, I'll measure 12 on my meter rule. So look at what I want to do. Let me zoom it. You see what I want to do. So I'll mark 12 on my meter rule, starting from 0. So from here, this is my 12. And I'll place it at the center. I'll mark 12, 12, 12, and 12 up somewhere around here. I'll tell you why I did that. So what I'll do is, I need a square at this point. I need what? A square. So, as in 12 at this point here, I meant this vertical line. So I'll make them form a square, because you need a square to draw your circle. So I'll draw this vertical, and I'll draw this vertical. So I'll take my 30-degree set square, and I'll complete the box. So that's the box I want to draw. And I'm going to do the same thing at this point too. Is that okay? So let's do that at the same point too. So I can easily just transfer my point here. Well, I'll just transfer the point. So I'll just take this. This is the center. I'll take it here. I'll repeat the same process there. So we repeated the same process here. The same thing. So let's focus on this now. We want a circle here. Now we join the longer diagonal here, which is this, to this point here. Right? And you join this point to this point, and this point to this point. Just the same procedure that we're moving. So where they meet, we are going to bring out our circle. So I can place it here. What I actually need is this. What I actually need is this arc here. Right? I don't really need the full circle, so I just need to draw this arc here. So let's move forward. So I'll place it at this point, and I'm going to draw my arc. I'm going to draw my arc at this point to here. Then place at this end here. Get the second arc too. So I've gotten down my curve. So what will I do? I'm going to join from here to this point. And from here to this point. So that is what we've done. So if you look at what we've done, we successfully brought out something like this. This arc here. So we'll do that for the remaining two. Now if you look at the diagram very well, it said from here to here is 16. That means from here to here is also what? 16. Well, at the base here, this is what? This is 40. Right? This place here is what? It's 40. So 40 minus that 16 will give us what? Will give us 24. So that means From this point to this point is 12. From this point to this point is 12, right? So let's see how it goes. So I'm going to measure the 12 from here. Measure the 12 from this point. So I'll measure 12. Now I'll also measure 12. I'll just join them together from here to here. And from here to here. All good? Now, I can also do the same thing too. 12, 12. I can also measure the same 12. But I can use the help of my what? My compass to do that, right? So I want to use my. So since from here to here is 12. This from here to here is 12. That means from here to here also is 12. And from here to this point here to what? It's 12. Are we good? So let's see. I want to join here to here, but I need faint lines first because I'm not really sure where I'm heading to. So I need faint line, and I need faint line too. Right? So this is what will happen. Look at the diagram now. From here to here is what? It's 10. Right? Vertically down is 10. So I'll measure 10 from here vertically down is 10. Look at the line I drew downward. So I'll come there and I'll measure 10. I measure my 10, I'll be having this. Right? So it's from that point that I'll get my line I want to draw. I'll just push my t square to that point, my set square, this point here. Because this is my 10 here, right? So this is where I'm going to draw. I'm going to join here to this point. And I'm going to join here to this point. And join here to this point. Right? So I've done that aspect, which is this aspect here. Which is this what? This aspect here. So I'll do the same thing to the other aspect too. Now let's move this point from here. Extend it to touch this other back here. I'll move this point from here. Extend it to touch the other back here. So in doing that, I can easily take in this point here. From here to here. And from here to here. Right? And also from this point to this point. And from this point to this point. And I'll close them up. When I close them up, yes. So I'm going to close them up here. And close them up here. And I'll close them up here. All good. And I also close here up too. And I'll also close here up too. Let me see what I did there. So I close here up too. And close it up too. So after doing that, and also this point too. Right? So after doing that, gradually close it. Point I have those two top there. I have here, 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 here. So the next thing is to draw my other lines. Now, if you draw a horizontal line down here, you can see this line. Let me show you. So this line from here to here is like the line from here to here, because like a mirror image of each other. So I can actually say from this point to this point is equals to from this point to this point. So what I'll just do, let's take my meter rule and I'm going to join from here to here. Can you see that? So the next thing we'll do is to draw our curve, because there's curve inside in both sides. This other side has its own curve too. So I want to replicate this curve behind here. That's the same procedure. So what I have to do is just to transfer my point. So if I place my T-square and compass together like this, so I'll be having this. From this center point where they meet here will be my center point here when I draw my diagonal, right? So I can easily just take my compass, then I place it at this point, to this point too, and I draw my curve like this. This is one there. All good? So now the next thing I'll do, the same thing is applied here too. So what we'll do is all of them have a common point here. So instead of wasting time, I can easily use my French curve to join these guys. So you do this, just join this, right? And you do the next one too. So we have like this. So there's a line that is going in here. I'll draw that line. So place it this way. So this is, so we will joining these points together also from here to here. And from here to here, right? So what else again? And that is all. So thank you for watching. We'll meet in our next video.